This is the MGTOWinfinium here with another Infinium Out and About. This Infinium Out and About is entitled Nevertheless. My brothers, I'm out here at one of my favorite parks in my local area, and this is a waterway which to the left of me, I believe it runs out to the Intercoastal Waterway, and to the right of me there is a boat ramp where you can put your boat out onto the waterway and do whatever you need to do, fish, just enjoy the scenery, that type of thing. But my brothers, I want to talk to you about the recent events that have happened to our community in terms of the censorship, in terms of all the types of things that are happening to our community. We as MGTOW brothers are suffering. My brothers, we are being censored. We have had major channels. I think the latest one was Rebel Against Defeat. His channel was taken down. Hammerhand's channel was taken down. And my brothers, it was for nothing. There was no rhyme or reason to it other than we as MGTOW content creators are trying to tell the truth. That's what we're trying to do, my brothers. So my brothers, I would like to just talk to you about the nevertheless factor in these types of things. We know that we're going to be censored. We know that we're going to be at every level that we deal with our lives as MGTOW men, we are going to be censored. We are going to be told to shut up, to sit down, to deal with it, pull up our pants, step up to the plate, all these types of things. That everything that we consider as what we have the right to do, we are told that we cannot have it. And my brothers, I would like to just say to you at this standpoint, with all the censorship, with all the things that are being done, my brothers, nevertheless, walk on to your freedom. Nevertheless, if you are a MGTOW content producer who is telling the truth, who is allowing men to see that they can be free, nevertheless, keep on doing what you're doing. If you are a man who is a MGTOW, who sees that the only way that he can live in this life is to embrace a freeing philosophy which allows him to be free from the entanglements of womanism, nevertheless, continue on that pathway. My brothers, we all know that the MGTOW philosophy allows us to embrace not only our freedom, but to understand the profound nature of that freedom, my brothers. That's what it does for us, my brothers. It is a simple philosophy, but it is something that is freeing in every way possible. And so, my brothers, again, we are being censored in our families. We cannot, as men, say anything in our families. We are being censored. We are being censored when we go out and try to be in the public alone. We are being told that no, you cannot do that. We are being confined, dictated to, told that we are less than if we decide not to have a woman in our lives, that we are insufficient, that we are destroying society. But my brothers, nevertheless, walk on to your pathway to freedom. Nevertheless, embrace that what frees you. My brothers, I have said many times in my content that the MGTOW philosophy is something that simps, cucks, womanists, women can never comprehend. It is incomprehensible, but yet it is so freeing and simplistic because it gives us, at a basic level, the right to be free, the right to walk in freedom in this land. My brothers, in spite of the censorship, in spite of all the things that are being said to you, things that are being said to you on a personal level, nevertheless, continue on your pathway. My brothers, we all know at this point, and at this point in the game, there is nothing else that we can do but to walk in our freedom, to walk in our understanding of that freedom, and do what we need to do, both as a collective community as well as individually. And that is walk towards our freedom. At this stage of the games, my brothers, there is nothing more that we can do. When you have a situation which becomes as hopeless in terms of reasoning, in terms of trying to get society to understand that men have the right to be free, then, my brothers, there's nothing more we can do in terms of reasoning with that society. And my brothers, we have a right to have our dignity recognized and understood and comprehended by women. And we have the right to say no to these women when they say that they deny us that right. We have the right to say no to paternity fraud, open paternity fraud. We have a right to say no to the things that happen to us, like being able to go to a grocery store and not be harassed by women. We have the right to say so. We have the right to do these things, my brothers. And again, my brothers, we are in a time, in a place where women, the feminist plantation state, everything about it, they will not recognize who we are as men. And that is why, again, nevertheless, you must continue on with your pathway to freedom. Continue on to that pathway, my brothers. Continue on to seeking your freedom. You have a right to live free from entanglements, to live free from family drama, all these types of things, to live free from being pulled into things and paying bills that you should not pay. You have the right to not have to pay for someone else's kids, to not be that stepdaddy. You have a right to say no to these things. You have a right, my brothers, to live free. And I would say to you, my brothers, if anything, don't forget that. Don't ever lose hold of who you are as MGTOW men and your right to be free, my brothers. My brothers, as for myself personally, I know I have been kind of dabbling with kind of comedic content, but I'm going to do less of the comedic content and just stick to my lane in terms of doing the type of content that I'm doing. I know the YouTube algorithms want shorts because I think they're trying to compete with TikTok. I'm going to pretty much stay in my lane because I know that's pretty much what I do best at. And so my brothers, again, that's what we need to do. As content creators, those of you that are content creators, and those of you that are just individuals, individual men who are just seeking their freedom, just looking for the pathway that takes them to freedom. And you're tired of hearing that. You're tired of hearing that, oh, that's demonic. You can't do that. You have to. God says you have to be married. You're tired of that because it's not true, my brothers. That's what you need to do. Nevertheless, stay on your pathway. Do what you need to do, my brothers. And go on and be free men that you were designed to be and that you're rightfully, in every way possible, designed to be, born to be. That's what you need to do, my brothers. I consider that the things that are going on in this society, in the feminist plantation state, are no longer our issues, my brothers. And again, we need to go on and do what we need to do as MGTOW men and walk along in our freedom. That's the only thing that we can do, my brothers, is to live free and be free as MGTOW men. So again, nevertheless, do not let these things, whether it's said to you individually or corporately, deter you from your pathway which leads you to freedom. This is the MGTOW Infinium, and this has been an Infinium Out and About. My MGTOW brothers, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.